So I'm here at Doune the Rabit Hole, and I'm here with Dougie and Dave from Mickey Nines. How are you guys doing?
Amazing, man. We just came off stage. It was fantastic. First festival since 2019. Used to play about, I don't know how many festivals a year, but a lot. 6, 7, 8, 9 festivals a year, and then go on this massive hiatus and nothing, and then come back and play one. It was just fantastic to be back, so very happy.
How do you come up with the interesting lyrics that you come up with?
Well, I suppose it's kind of a combination of, I just write so if I'm maybe out with with my pals or something like that, and I think of something funny, I'll write it on my phone, and then I'll have all these weird things on my phone, and then I'll just try and figure out how I can make something around that wee phrase. So something like in fact, I'll tell you the story of one. So Rang With Me actually came from, you know, the Gyro Babies. There's a band called the Gyro Babies. So
I love the Gyro Babies.
So Mark McGee's a good friend of ours, and he's also got this oh yes, you're wearing a Gyro Babies t-shirt. Amazing. So he's, you know, Jackal Trades, his rap project. So his first track of his first album was an amazing song, and I for some reason got it in my head that the first line of that was, "What's wrong with me? Right, I'm living in the forestry." And I thought, oh, that's such a cool line. And then so I met Mark later, and I was like, mate, brilliant album, and the first line of that album was so good. What's wrong with me? And he's like, that is not the first line. It's not in the song. I don't say that. And I was like, well, I'm having it then. So I just basically nicked it, but didn't nick it, and I just based the song around that. So yeah, it's just.
And then you got him involved.
Yeah, well, he likes to come up for that one because he knows the story behind that. So and obviously he's a good pal. So it's always any chance we get, he can come up and sing backing vocals on it. So yeah.
Well, we were really happy to see Mark come on stage. Obviously, being Gyro Babies fans, we were like, yes, yes. Also, so I suppose you were just telling me there off the mic that you were the one who makes the riff, Dave. So how does that work?
It's usually just I used to be the drummer. And I just got put onto the bass guitar, and I just learned what sounded good, and so I can only play my own songs. And then me and Ross just jam for ages, even in between songs, and then usually we record them again. So we've got kind of the book of the bass, or the book of just riffs. And then if we're kind of stuck in a song, we'll just dip in a little bit and see, oh, will that work? Go with that one, and see if we can level them and come in and build up loads of different riffs together. And then Dougie's away in the corner just writing mad lyrics as well, and we're just trying to just create really tight riffs. And the most work we do is actually just taking stuff out. So I play too many notes, and then we just gradually remove all the notes we don't need, and that's usually, once that's done, we're happy with it.
That's incredible. So how did you guys first get together?
Well, we all went to school together. So we're basically, me and Ants went to primary school together, and then he's a guitarist, and then Dave and Ross high school, and so we've basically been pals for 20 something years. So I think that's a big part of the band because we're just really good, really old pals. So it's kind of it's kind of hard. It's just so fun just to be on stage with your pals all the time. I think that's, for me, my favourite thing about the band. It's just me and my mates from back in the day. So I think that's our greatest strength, is that we have that, which, you know, it's not that normal for bands to have that. You know, maybe they met a wee bit when they were a bit older, or they were looking for a bassist or something, and they formed that way, and, you know, whatever. But because we've just go back so far, it's kind of you can slag each other off. It doesn't matter. If you have a massive fight, well, if you don't really have fights, but if you did, you just don't care, because it's just I've known you since you were literally 4 years old. So yeah, I think that's a band.
There's no egos in the band as well. I think it's as soon as you come in, we just 15 minutes, we get a tune going, and that's us that's us back on form. So that's like Dougie's saying, I think just being really good pals, and then even being back at the festival, seeing all the familiar faces is really nice. You just you might not know loads of folk, but you see oh yeah, and it's just seeing all these familiar faces coming to see your gigs is it's been really nice just coming back to Doune. So
the crowd is pretty wild. Because I was mainly at the back a little because I had a friend with a baby. But I went in for a minute, and wow, that was a bit mental in there. They were going crazy, and I was like, oh my days. Is it usually like that at your gigs, would you say?
To be honest, yes. If anything, it was a really good crowd and a big crowd, and it was brilliant. The one thing that was just a shame was we clashed with Optimo, and Optimo Spazio was the club night on a Sunday night at the Sub Club when we were young. We just went to every single weekend, and I just love them so much. So my main thing I was looking for the festival was to go see that. But our music is kind of like that, although you wouldn't say it's techno or dance, but when we went to those club nights, that really formed what we wanted to do as a band. That kind of beasting, hefty, 4 to the floor, constant dancing, build it up. So like Optima had a huge influence on us. So for that, I think what maybe happened is there was maybe a bit of a split in the crowd, because it's kind of who you're going to see, Optima or Mickey Nines, because it's like they are quite similar. Because I was expecting Optima to be on later, so I thought we might get the Optima crowd. But at the same time, it was a great crowd tonight, and also it was a nice sunset time, which is one of the best times to play in a festival. You know, when the sun's just going down, and it's like a really nice kind of atmosphere. People are just still starting to get on it a bit, you know, and like they're just kind of up for it. They've got the energy, and yeah, brilliant. I'm so happy.
Well, it's like if you're doing it in the day in the sunlight, no one's going to want to dance as much. Because I mean, I was holding myself back today when it was too sunny. I was like, nah, I can't be dancing.
To be honest, I'm not trying to brag, but whenever we play, people just boogie. And we've played to like. We've been through the whole thing, you know what I mean? We've played to literally the sound guy and the bar staff. Pretty much the first year of our being a band was playing to nobody, like 2 people, like actually 2 people.
One of the things about when you think you're actually doing all right is see if a sound guy likes you. Because they see every band, they have to sit through everything, and you see them. If you look at a sound guy during any gig, they're just going like, I need to get through this, I'll just make it sound good because that's my job. But if a sound guy comes up after a gig and goes, that was pretty good, that's like, doesn't matter, 100 fans, it's a sound guy. If the sound guy likes you, that's 100 fans already.
Yeah, we used to have a joke that the only people that were our fans, like when we were starting, was just bar staff and sound men. So eventually that built into an actual crowd, because if you played enough sets to bar staff and soundmen, they would come to your gigs.
That's great. That is absolutely amazing. Well, thank you so much, guys, for sparing the time to have an interview with us. We've been wanting to do this for ages, seriously. We're always driving back and forth from Glasgow singing your tunes in the car, so really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. It's been really nice. Thank you.